Hey everyone, it's Greta Rose, and just got a haircut. You're gonna come along my little 6-week cycle as I start making more videos. It's kind of funny tracking my hair, seeing myself. Anyway, I am really excited about this particular video, and I'm so grateful to my members who ask questions. You guys guide me when I actually listen to you. You help me so much. You tell me what you need. And by doing so, I'm able to address your specific needs and give you very specific answers. So, a lot of times, in this world of marketing and technology and your online frontier, where your website, social media, Google, they all intersect, it's so vast and it can be so abstract, and it's really easy for me to jump ahead and start potentially overwhelming you with too much information. And what I realize is that there are a lot of people who uh, need to have me reel everything back in, and they actually need to know how to start having a marketing system as part of their business. Whether you already have a business, you already have a skill, a product, a service that you put out there into the world, and if you are interested in taking advantage of this world of technology, where being a modern marketer, then really understanding, like, okay, so what do I do? How do I begin? And it starts by asking some very, very brutal questions. And I want you to be really honest with yourself about the answer. So here's the deal. I think that there's this misconception that this stuff can be easy, that you're going to wake up and have 1 million followers, that you're going to send out an email and everyone's going to respond and buy whatever you're selling, that your website, you're going to go and use WordPress or Squarespace or Shopify and just flip a switch and your website will be magically perfect and you'll never have to do anything to it. That is not true. So the very first thing is, are you willing to put in time and money to your marketing? You will either have to hire someone, which does cost more money but saves you time, and typically it's worth it if you can invest in hiring someone. I really recommend it. They're going to know all of the efficient systems. They're going to be able to produce high value stuff for you very quickly, but it's going to cost you money, hands down. And or it's going to cost you time. If you decide that you want to do this yourself, it's still going to cost you money, because how much is your time worth? How much is an hour of your time worth? My time is very valuable. So if I end up spending 6 hours trying to figure something out that would cost, take somebody else 15 minutes, I have just spent a significant amount of both time, but also money. So I want you to understand that if you're going to invest time, that is still extremely valuable. The other thing is that it will cost actual money. You want to have a budget of some sort, because even if you do everything yourself, you're going to want to buy a few tools. You're going to want to invest in some kind of paid advertising, even if it's a low, very small budget. That is kind of, there's tremendous value to investing a little bit of money into some paid advertising. You're going to want to purchase maybe, everything from maybe some photography. You might want to, you're going to have to produce some content. And that is something that will inevitably have a dollar value to it. Okay, so this first brutal question is, how much time and money do you have to invest in creating a marketing plan or system for yourself? Look at your budget, look at your cash flow projections for the year, and have a line item or have a section be about marketing. Also, so have both a financial budget and a time budget. This is something that you want to dedicate some time to every single week. Even if you outsource this and do hire someone to do this for you, you want to be able to educate yourself on marketing. As what is modern marketing? You want to understand how to be able to hold your consultants accountable. You want to be able to have intelligent conversations and know that you are getting the value that you're paying them for. So I suggest dedicating at least 1 hour a week minimum to your online marketing. I recommend, if you can dedicate more than that, I would say an average of 3 hours a week on your marketing is ideal. It really depends on the results that you are trying to achieve. And so that leads us to the second area that we want to look at when we are considering this, like, how do you start? What are the considerations that you want to have when embarking upon having a marketing plan? There are some things that you want to do before you just jump into this game. You do not want to churn out content that isn't thoughtful, that isn't branded, that doesn't produce results for you. You don't want to waste your time and money. So you want to have this period of time before you start where you observe and plan. I actually have another blog post, The 7 Habits of the Modern Marketer, and I talk about these first 2 sections in greater detail. I also have exercises that I like to do with my clients in this area of planning. Really, the observation phase where you sit back and you study who is your ideal customer, who are you trying to serve, what is the problem that you can solve, or maybe plural. Where do your ideal customers hang out on social media or physically? What are the types of alliances and other businesses that you might be able to connect with? What types of influencers can you potentially reach out to? There are a lot of steps to observing. If you take the time to do that consciously, it's going to save you time and money. So you want to do this before you start just spending. So there's the observation phase, and then there's the planning phase. I strongly recommend taking the time to create a strategic marketing plan, a media plan. This is, I consider it to be a physical outline. It's something that I put onto a calendar, and it takes a lot of things into consideration, including personal considerations like vacation times, blackout dates, seasonal peaks and valleys in my business. And it guides me with where would make the most sense to put more time and money, to invest more time and money throughout the year into marketing. That allows me to schedule appropriately around the other priorities in my business and my life. Okay, so how do you start? Let's just recap for those of you who are watching this. The very first thing is, how much time and money are you able to commit to your business? It's very personal. And there's no right answer or wrong answer. This is just like, what can you afford with your time and your money? Are you going to outsource this? Are you going to hire someone to help you with this? Or are you going to do this yourself? If you're going to hire someone, obviously there are some options. You can hire an agency. You can look at GretaRose.com, my agency, and see what types of services we provide. You can hire a freelancer, an individual. You can look for someone in your community. Lots of options there depending on your budget. If you're going to do this yourself, then you want to take the time to educate yourself before you spend too much time and money so that you know what you're doing. And I think that that's where I want to stop here. I think that once you get to the place where you've got some very helpful observations and planning, then you're going to enter into the next phase, which is action. I will tell you that, again, I've got some great articles on this. I highly recommend you looking at the 7 habits for the modern marketer. The next phases are when you commit to consistency, so you know how frequently you're going to communicate. You think about the quality of your communication, and so you're embarking in this relationship with your consumer. Remember that marketing, sales is a transaction. Marketing is a conversation, and it can be emotional, and you're wanting to treat it like a genuine relationship. So I've got some steps there, and it's about being helpful, and it's about holding yourself accountable. There are some very concrete steps that we can get to if that's where you want to go. Once you decide what platforms you're going to use, how to take full advantage of that opportunity. Instagram, if you offer a product, how do you make Instagram shoppable so that it is an e-commerce solution for you? Integrating your platforms together, creating a social calendar that is doable for you, producing content on a regular basis, producing a blog, if that makes sense for you. So all of those things, I want you to realize, it's easy to jump ahead and feel overwhelmed. And the solution to overwhelm is to stop, back up, orient yourself, and understand why you are doing this. What is your primary outcome that you want to achieve, and how much time and money are you willing to dedicate to that? I hope this has been helpful for you. G.P.S. is designed to provide unique answers to unique questions. So I strongly recommend that if you don't have a resource, if you don't know who to ask a question to, become a member of G.P.S. where you can ask your question that you have that is unique to you, and I will answer that question for you with step-by-step instructions and a video tutorial like this if it's helpful. Okay, so gpsmember.com is the website. Thank you for letting me be your GPS today, and I hope that this has been helpful.